It was so crazy and scary that in general, at that moment, you're thinking only to save yourself, to save your life.
Did you speak English before you came here?
I thought yes, but it's totally different English than when you come into the UK, especially to Yorkshire. I had quite big problems with it because nobody knows at that time. Nobody knows what to do with refugees. Step by step, US, then Europe, like Netherlands, Switzerland, and I start to receive orders from different countries in the world. I was glad, of course I was glad. Why Stephen and Deborah?
This is the Leeds Business Podcast, and I'm your host, Phil Fraser. Before we start, I have one simple request. Please hit the follow or subscribe button on the app that you're listening on. When I first started the podcast, one of my main aims was to bring you guests who inspire and motivate. Today's guest had to flee Kiev with 15 minutes notice as the bombs started falling, eventually ending up in Huddersfield. If you're not inspired and motivated by Yana Smaglo, founder of Nenya Fashion, then unfortunately, there's no hope for you. On today's Leeds Business Podcast, I am absolutely delighted to have Yana Smaglo, MD, owner of Nenya Fashion, today, and she's live from Kiev. Hi, Yana.
Hello from Kiev.
So, this is the Leeds Business Podcast, and we're talking to somebody in Kiev. So, just give us a very, very brief explanation as to why I'm talking to somebody in Kiev on the Leeds Business Podcast.
So basically, when the full invasion started, I moved to the UK and I moved to Huddersfield at the beginning. Then I based in Leeds for a long time. We set up the project Nenya in Leeds, had few pop-up shops. So this business was founded in Leeds. We have all our team who works for this project. They live in Leeds. So basically, what we're going to speak about, it's business from Leeds. Just currently, I arrived to Kiev yesterday. Just do some, sometimes I need to go do some work from here because all items, everything that we're selling, everything that we're distributing, we're producing in Ukraine. So sometimes you need to go, I don't know, to manufacturing to speak with owners or something, and be here, be represented here. So usually I try to go to Ukraine couple times per year, just, check if everything works good. What can I bring more? What should I do, more? To speak with people, speak with somebody who works here to understand what they need and what can I do with this. So I'm finding it really useful. And of course, it's not, it's really good practice for me. Don't forget that it's war here, to hear everything what's going on here, to see everything what's going on here, because it's really motivating me to do something and keep running, because sometimes it can be really tough, and when you see that my goal still not achieved, you'll continue the run. So yeah, this is the reason probably.
Okay. So let's go backwards, and we'll start back in Ukraine. And you started life working in finance, and then launched a fashion brand. So just talk to me about that bit of how you get from a finance department to launching a fashion brand.
So in general, I wanted to be a fashion designer, like from childhood. But my grandma, she's post-Soviet person. She was physicist and, work on the manufactory and, so she was really, she had really basic, settings. And when I told her, when I finished my school and I started to think what to do with the life, and it was quite serious for me because I'm from really poor family, so it's something that should determine me what I'm gonna do with my life. how I will support myself in the future and do this big choice, which I think not fair to do when you're 17 or 16. But yeah, I told my grandmother that I would like to be a fashion designer, and she didn't approve it. She said, no, it's not a profession. How you going to support yourself, blah, blah, blah. So we just started to think what skills I have, and I been good with math and everything. And my school was really economical, had economical, like a lot. We had a lot of economic, let's say like this. I don't know how to say it in English correctly. So yeah, I went study finance. I got master's degree, and in general, when I studied, I started to work in financial department as a main accountant and everything. So when I finished uni, I worked 1 year more, I think, but it was like that's actually all that I will do. So I already work in a big company which had few businesses in one, so it was quite complicated structure, and I was at the level when I do absolutely automatic job, and I'm 21, and in general was a head of financial department. It's you don't you don't have where to grow with you. In general, you'll do the same operation till the end of your life. And don't get me wrong, I'm okay. Some people loves it and it's great, but I always dreamed about different things. So I decided at the beginning, I decided just fired and leave the job and look something else. And then um, I spoke with my ex-partner at that time, and I said that I would like to be a fashion designer. And he was so supportive with me and said, like, easily said me, okay, let's try. What do you need for this? So I had saving money, got a permanent job to support myself, and went study sewing and designing. Um, so I studied like almost a year. It was like really express courses to understand the technical side of this uh, new profession, let's say like this. And at the same time, I did like small business plan, what I need, how much money I need to set up this business. Yeah, and step, I started it. I had some savings, so I invested this money and started my first collection. Then, of course, which was sold to my friends. But yeah, step by step, friends of my friends. Then we set up, and at some point, it was grown to the brand. Yeah, something like this. And I always try to improve my skills in this business. It's still business, even if you a designer, you still grow in the business. So it's always upgrade your skills as designing skills, but at the same time, business skills also.
Okay. I love the fact that you said my first collection, which all sounds, sounds very fashion design and all that stuff. My first, and I sold them to my friends. That's great. That's really, really great. So that was it. You basically you made some clothes and sold them to your friends,
Yeah,
and then the next step is make some more and sell to
yeah.
more people. Just as simple as that.
Yeah, next collection. It's really, in general, it's really simple. Next collection. So I sold the items, like my friends, friends of my friends, and I had money for another collection. So I just reinvest this money for another collection, make it wider, make it more, because I learned also make it more conceptual, more, bigger selling point and everything. So yeah, just step by step, you go like this, and reinvest your money. And fishing business quite tough. So you, in general, like first 5 years, it was just reinvest, reinvest, reinvest. You don't see big amount at the beginning. Maybe if you some, I don't know, maybe if you have special condition for it, maybe you see it faster. But in general, when you're growing your brand, from the beginning, it's just reinvest all the time your money, make it bigger, make it wider, because the how to say it, the capitalization level of fashion business quite high. You need big investment to start have income. So it's not something that you put like 5,000, and from this for 1 year you have millions. No, fashion business not like this at all. But I didn't know it for that time. I thought, yeah.
And sometimes it's better to not know that. You just go in, you just go, I'll just do it and grow. So what do you think were in those sort of first 3, 4, 5 years, what were the main lessons and the main learnings you picked up during that time?
Oh, so I was quite young at that moment, 22. First big lesson that I had, because when you're producing something, now I'm distributing, I have a lot of troubles, but still, when you're producing something, it's harder. It's always harder because it's a lot of people factors, it's a lot of mistakes around you. Every day you have some tasks to do, a lot of problems, a lot of, I don't know, something that happened and you should fix it quickly. So the first, probably biggest lesson for me was when I had this and I started to be really upset because every day I had something goes wrong and I need to handle it, I need to sort it. So I thought at that moment that it's all happened because in my childhood, it was like that people who has established business, big established business, they don't have problems. They're just having money, go travel, enjoy their life. And I thought that it's all these problems happens with me just because I'm a bad manager. And then I remember that first of all, I read some book and which turned my vision in life, and then started to speak with different people much older than me or listening interviews or something. And they all, told that as bigger your business becoming, as more problems you have. And and it's always will be like this. This is essence of the business. That it's okay. It's not just okay. It's really good because it's proper shows you that you're growing, that you do something that it's changing, and as bigger you're becoming, as more this problem you will have during the day, and it's like another level, and you as a manager becoming for another level, how to, how quick, how effective you resolving these issues, you bringing everything together and go with solutions. So that was a first biggest lesson for me, because and yeah, it's not about being somewhere on an island drinking cocktail and your business working. It's never happened like this. If you see somebody like this, it's mean that this person not operational manager of his business or her business.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that actually. If you frame it the other way, that actually if you have problems happening, it's because you're growing and learning and developing. If you just stayed where you are and everything was the same, you wouldn't have problems because you're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
expanding. So actually it turns it into a positive, rather than negative.
yeah, yeah. In general, it's positive. Even I'm sorry, even if your business really good established and everything goes well, sometimes you need just force yourself, change something to make a crash test for your business. Understand
Yeah.
if it's only because all conditions around just have some stability, and what will happen with your project, with your business, when something will crash. So your business shouldn't crash. It can be some problem, and you should solve it. But so you should sometimes, even everything goes well, make a crash test for your business to understand if it's really at the really stability level, or it's just something that you don't see, and something what can happen with you, and everything will go down. Sorry for my
Okay, that's
English.
again. No, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. It's that concept of actually, I'm going to try and break my business and see where the weak points are, see how I can develop it, see how I can grow it. It's a great way of looking at it. So the fashion business is growing, and it's all going quite well. What sort of size gives a feel for how big the business was?
So I had a few fashion brands. One was mine. It's women's clothes, and we had showrooms and beauty salon in the showroom. Then, when the COVID started, obviously I should close manufacturing and showroom because nobody works, nothing, never to go, even women, they don't need any clothes. So it was a big crash test also. And I was invited to move to Kiev from Kharkiv. Kharkiv was my original city. To be project manager, so fashion design and project manager for another fashion brand. We produced premium segment of lingerie, so that brand was inside of the big company, which actually did distribution to Ukraine. So we had few hour shops, 3-hour shops, like in the biggest department stores in the country, and 35 shops partners who sold our items, our products. So it was quite big distribution channel inside of Ukraine. And you should understand also, before full scale invasion, Ukrainian market was quite big, 46 million people. Yeah, we did like 20,000 pounds just from established project, just established new brand. Like for a few months, we already done 20,000 pound sales per month. So it's quite big, good market. So yeah, it was, and we just started this brand 1 year. Yeah, and then full invasion started. So that was okay. That was quite good established business.
So okay. So we'll frame what's coming. So we've actually got a well-established brand. You're in three major department stores. You've got 45 retail outlets selling your gear.
Mm-hmm.
You're bringing in £20,000 a month. Then what happened?
Well, invasion happened, so we just nobody actually believed in this. We had a lot of gossips around, but nobody knows that it can be, real. So, and yeah, we invested in new collection, quite big money, because to produce lingerie collection, it's a big money to invest. And started to do it. So I've been in my operational tasks. I didn't even, see around what's going on, what's happening. And then full invasion started. So I left Ukraine. I went to Poland, then to Germany. And yeah, it's just, step by step, everything started to, I don't know, disappeared. Shops closed. Nobody sells anything. Everyone was really scared, and nobody didn't understand what's going on, where we're going. So in general, in a big this company which hired me as a project manager, and they said that they don't have any place for me anymore, so I lost my job, and we started to losing manufactories. Some of them was bombed, some of them just closed. um yeah, and it's at some point like I've been abroad, and um without any work, without any, anything.
It, you've. I know the story because I want you to tell it. You've sort of glossed over the immediacy of getting out of Kiev. Tell us what actually happened.
Oh, so yeah, in general, it was really quick. Um, I woke up my friends, quickly grabbed my rucksack, put the documents, some cash, laptop, and some of my friends, they took me this. I called them to because they travel to Barcelona and they should come back in this day, and I didn't know what time them fly back. So I called them to say that don't come back, and they said no, we already here, and they have a car. So they said like you have 15 minutes. We coming taking you and going to Lviv. It's west of Ukraine. And it's like really close to Polish border. So the plan was cross the border. So yeah, I just quickly grabbed something, my backpack, everything there, and I took few purses, in case I can sell them and have quick cash. That's all actually. I'm like, I didn't, when you have your life and I remember that I returned to see apartment and all stuff that I was really connected to, like, I don't know, dishes, I don't know, everything, because you work, you build your life, you like it's your house, and just imagine yourself, everything just goes like this. So yeah, I thought that probably I will never come back here again and never seeing anything from my stuff again. And I remember these thoughts in my head, but it was so crazy and scary that in general at that moment you're thinking only to save yourself, to save your life. You didn't understand what's going on, so it's just quick thought, but they don't have. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, did you? I was going to say, at the time, did you think this is only going to be temporary and I'll be back 3 months or 6 months, or did you think like that's it? It could all be wiped out.
Yeah, I thought that probably I will never see this apartment again.
Wow. And you've got a successful business that's running, and you just had to just leave everything, absolutely everything. So
Yeah, but nothing.
did the business, obviously you then into wartime? Did the business stop? That was it? Just nothing?
Yeah, just so. First of all, nobody, when the war started and everyone was really scared and everything, nobody wants to buy anything, especially luxury. Or, yeah, the shops closed. Nobody knows what to do. Money's, can we spend money? Can't we spend money and anything? So with the time, this company started to work again, but they said we don't have a place for you. We can't run this brand anymore. And the things that why I actually thought about distribution, because I thought that I will bring this brand to the UK. But financial situation was so bad there that, and yeah, it wasn't a point anymore. Like, you can't produce, you can, to sell more, you need to produce more, and they don't have money to produce or anything. So it's like, you at some point you make a stop and understand that it's impossible to run. It's impossible to continue with this. It's neither money. It's a really complicated business. And at this point, when the war and everything, you need something less risky, let's say.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, I took the business model that I had before, just a little bit turning from opposite side and bring it to the UK. So if before we had the distribution from inside of Ukraine to Ukraine, I'm just turned this business model and decided that we have so good products and services that that I felt that, empty place, which with what I can feel this empty place on the market here. And I was like, okay, maybe I should try to bring it here because people don't have it here. And it's quite good. It's quite good service or product or something. They have like, we producing it and we know how to do it. And it will help another businesses to survive because it's really important now. So, it's just everything just put all together in my head. And yeah.
So let's just fill in the gap then. So how do you get from Poland to Huddersfield? It's not a regular trip, Poland to Huddersfield.
No. It wasn't so I crossed the border in Poland, but in general, I took away to Germany. I spent in Germany 2 weeks. Then I went to France, spent there 2 weeks. And only then UK opened the hosting program. So it wasn't opening at the beginning. They wait a month to open it. And I had a friend, really close friends in Huddersfield, who lives in Huddersfield. She's Ukrainian, he's British from Huddersfield. So they just told me about this program and invited me, asked me if I would like to go, and because they were my best friends at that moment. I went, of course, I went to them house, and you feel yourself safe at least, and your friends. So yeah, I moved to Huddersfield.
I love the way
Yeah.
you pronounce Huddersfield. It's a U, not an
I,
O.
I heard so many pronunciation. Huddersfield, Huddersfield, Huddersfield. But I'm really confused. I'm saying it my way. Sorry.
Okay. So just out of interest, did you speak English before you came here?
I thought yes. So in general, yeah. So at some point I worked as a translator, and in my work before, I have a lot of supplies from Europe, China, Italy, Spain. So I emailed with them, spoke with them in English every day. But it's totally different English than when you come into the UK, especially to Yorkshire. Eh? I thought that I know English, and it was another point for me to stay in the UK, for example, not in Germany or France, because I need to learn the language from zero. And I thought, okay, at least I can express myself in English. And when I came, I understood that I'm not. It's still like this, so I'm still feel a little bit uncomfortable and not, you know, confident with my English because it's totally different. One thing speak English somewhere in Europe, another thing speak English in the UK, and communicate with somebody. But yeah, I learned a language since I was first class in the school. So yeah, it's not from the scratch, from the zero. So I had some level of English before.
So you've arrived in the UK under the Ukrainian refugee scheme, and then what happened? How did Nenya start? Where did the idea come from? What drove you to do it?
I started to search for a job. I just arrived to Huddersfield, started to look for a job, and I had quite big problems with it because nobody knows at that time. Nobody knows what to do with refugees, and it wasn't a lot of refugees. I was one of the first, actually, and yeah, nobody knows at that time what to do, how to get the job, or how to, organize the job for them or something. So yeah, I tried to find something, and then just came up when everything, started to ruin, and I understood that that's all. I don't have anything in Ukraine anymore. I just started to think what to do, and as I said, I thought about business model. And while I searched for a job, and I tried to get some job as a fashion designer or something, I made a big research on the local market. So yeah, it was like all puzzles that came together. Like, okay, what happened if I will turn this business model for the UK market? This is what we have. This is what you don't have here. Like, let's try this. And yeah, I just made quickly business plan and started to call to to manufacturer owners, asking what they do, what they stage at the moment, explain them my idea, explain them that I don't have money. It's not something that I will invest and it will be like, but in general, they believed in me and my idea and what I did, and they like sent me some items for free at the beginning, like to stock it in the UK, to start the business. Yeah, it just really good structure, really good plan of something, like let people believe that you actually serious about it and you know what to do. So yeah, in general, I took all knowledge and skills that I had before and turn it to some useful thing, just try to think how can I use it.
So just to clarify, so the idea is bringing fashion items from Ukraine and selling them in the UK.
Yeah, it wasn't about fashion items. In general, it's the main idea. It's bring the best that we can do in Ukraine, products and services, and bring it worldwide.
Okay.
I started from fashion because I have a fashion background. Yeah, I know when you set up business, you need to start with something which actually you're really good in. You have strong knowledges and skills. Even, for example, even if somebody wants to open a business, yeah, first business, startup or something, it's always better to do in a field that actually you know how to work. For example, you want to open a store, you need to work in a store at the beginning to understand how it's operating and then open your own store. So it's the same. I worked in this, I worked in fashion, I know everything about it, how to create items and all stages from just idea and sketch to, ready product on a shelf or somewhere. So yeah, it's in general was easier way for me to start this distribution company. But the main idea, it's actually bring not only fashion items, it's bring all that we do the best and better than somebody else and put it, like show it and say, hey, we're here, we're from Ukraine, and we do this the best. And it's comparable price, it's comparable quality, it's something added value that we have and nobody else have. So it's not all products that you can find. It's really unique and special products and services that we have. And, like you need to know about them and find them inside of Ukraine also.
Before we continue, I need to speak to our listeners and viewers about the Leeds Business Podcast Fair Deal. The Leeds Business Podcast Fair Deal has two sides to it. My side of it is every week I bring you inspirational, motivational, and amazing guests like Yana every week, free of charge. And you, listener and viewer, have got one thing to do. All I want you to do is recommend this podcast to one other person that you feel will get a benefit from it. And that's it. That's the Leeds Business Podcast Fair Deal. Sound like a fair deal, Yana?
Yes.
Yes, it's a fair deal. Now, I know a bit of the background to the story. So tell us what the next stage was that really projected it from just you and your idea to sort of starting to grow locally.
So yeah, my strategy at the beginning was to open a few pop-up stores around the country and see how people reacting on the items and do they like it. It's like, put your feet on the water a little bit. So I started to open pop-up shops, and again, it's a lot of amazing people who, helped me around Leeds with this. So, for example, I saw the empty shop near John Lewis, and I thought, interesting. Would be nice to open store here, pop up here. Who the owner? And I found the owner. I found him in LinkedIn and wrote him, and I was really honest that I don't have the money. This is my idea. I don't have the money. Is any chance that we can deal somehow? And I will try to sell my items in your store, and then we will, handle it. I will pay, I don't know, % from sales or something. Can we negotiate somehow? Yeah, and that was actually, the first move, the first step. And he said, yeah, no problem. And so I opened first pop-up store there. Second was in Trinity, Leeds. And then I opened another one in Manchester. Then I went to London. And that was like step by step, which actually I had in my business plan before. And I went with the pop-ups. At the same time, I made a website, and it was on a Shopify platform, based Shopify platform. And I don't know how they found the top management of Shopify found my shop. Probably they have some statistic or looking for new businesses on them platform or something. And they were really interested in my project, so they came from Canada to make a movie about Nenya. And they've been in and they've been in opening of pop-up in Trinity, and yeah, that was quite good. And I remember that inside of this movie, I gave them an interview, and they asked me about expansion for the rest of the world. And at that moment, I was so scared. Probably I didn't think in this, so I thought locally. And I said, okay, let me handle this, and then we will see what with the rest of the world will be. And in general, globalization of the business came really, I didn't plan it. So I went to a few exhibitions, and I thought I want to find retailers in the UK who will sell my clothes, to whom I will distribute it. And at some point, I started to receive orders from US, and step by step, US, then Europe, like Netherlands, Switzerland, and step by step, I start to receive orders from different countries in the world. And at the moment, we're working with 3 continents. We're working
Wow.
with almost all countries in the Europe. We're working with US and started to work with Australia. So yeah, but it actually, I thought about one, geolocation at the beginning. It just starts from random, exhibition, trade show.
Amazing.
People just, oh, we like your items, we like. And yeah, at some point, I wanted to be like, my main market should be UK, but at the moment, no. So, that was, and it's changed my strategy all the time. So yeah, in general, I just turned the situation on my way. So I started to receive orders from different countries and like, okay, so we starting our process of globalization. So I'm turned the strategy. Okay, and then we go there, and that's all.
So in a way, you're following what the market's doing rather than sort of proactively deciding we're going to go here and here. What sort of problems has that brought to the business? I mean, it's great that you've gone global, but I'm sure it must have brought problems with it as well.
Yeah. So we're starting from, for example, shipping. It's not so easy. Uh, Shipping companies can be really bad. They can delay, they can lost your parcel. So it's something new that I never did before. And communication with them can be really, I was really struggle with the communication with them. How to just even easy find the way how to communicate with them. Phone number or I don't know, chat or something. Even this was, and it was scary for me because, for example, some partner do order for £3,000, and if something happened with this, what should I do? How how should I protect myself? And okay, if it's one of them, if it's 10, how to secure myself, how to to make this process safe, and make the system that I know when, for example, this date for shipping, this day it will be delivered, and I can promise to my partners that I actually like will do what I obligated to do. So yeah, it was quite some time for making the system as a working system and really safe for me and for my clients, because I really appreciate my clients. I always try to give them the best service, and make them happy to work with me, to work with Ukraine, to represent my country as a Ukrainian British business who represent Ukrainian products. Yeah, to show myself from all the sides that I'm actually the company with whom you want to work, and you feel yourself protected, and you can make a plans of sales and everything. So it's really important, I think, to build this communication, and really hard, because a lot of things not depends on you. They depends from, absolutely random people who you never even see in your life. So that was really hard. But in general, I want to tell you that distribution business, it's not producing something. So you have a less headache. It's totally different level of headache, but you have, less thing when you, for example, producing and selling by yourself. So, I already had that strength from my background. So in general, all that I need to put myself together, find a way to how to communicate with different people, and from different shipping company, from find the new customers to see, and again, building business without money. It's also another thing for of challenge, because it's a little bit easier when you have bigger budget that I had. When you don't have, you should be just really honest with anyone and says that, sorry, I don't have the money. This is my plan, and make people fall in love with your project, with your vision, and make them sure that you know what you're doing as a operational manager of the business. Then they will start to help you even without money.
That's great. So you're getting them to buy into and love your plan and your dream so much that they believe you, and then yeah, we're talking basic cash flow here. You're saying, look, I'll pay you
Yeah,
later.
yeah. I pay you
Yeah,
later, or you see my products, let's sell together, and you will have a percent from sales or something like that. So
yeah,
in general, it's a lot of options for cooperation. And some people really happy to help you just because they see that you actually can do this.
yeah,
So
yeah. Good. Now, one of the highlights of your year must have been being on BBC TV's Dragon's Den. So
yeah,
tell us all about that experience. How did it come about? What was it like on the day? And more importantly, what's happened since?
I was put it in a list, insider list, 24 successful entrepreneurs under 24 years. And after that, I received a call from BBC, and they invited me to take a part at Dragon's Den. I heard about this show before, but I'm really not, public person. I don't. So it's nice to have opportunity like this, but I was more okay. I'm have a serious project, and I'm thinking totally different thing, really. Uh, and I spoke with Claire, my manager, and I said that, I had this call and I don't know what to reply. And she said, no, we should go there. So yeah, I sent them items, they check it, then I don't know, collect a lot of evidence of everything that I have, that I do, that it's all right. And like, it was big process for preparation, of preparation for the show, for recording. Um, really stressful. I can tell you, really stressful. And at some point I thought, like, maybe I shouldn't go. Why I do this, And it was first experience for me because I never pitched investment before. Never. All that I done before, all businesses, it was for my money, for my savings or something, but I never pitched investment. And actually, this is, real pitch. So yeah, we had recording, and it was for a while. It wasn't like few months ago.
How did you feel sort of walking into that TV studio?
I'm nervous, but I was quite confident. At the worst case scenario, they would say me no, but it's not change anything, really. I still have my business. I still know how to run it. It's like it it wouldn't change the situation in where I was at that time.
Yeah.
And so it's just a chance, you use it or not. And I was quite confident about this, that it's just my brand which I should represent. In general, I pitch my business every day for different people, for different, I don't know, partners. Uh, it's the same. You should talk about. So I just try to calm myself, like, you just telling about your project as for any other people around you every day. So just represent it. What people scared usually about them questions. But I checked the episodes in YouTube and everywhere, what they're questioning, and I was like, it's simple questions. If you actually operate in your business and you understand where you're going, and you have a plan, these questions can't put you in any bad position or something. I see these numbers every day. It's how I understand where we're going, or we don't go anywhere, or what's going on with the business. Are we alive or we not alive? So yeah, I checked this question, and it wasn't, again, it's not my first business. So in general, I know how to operate, and I have the financial background. So I even thought about different questions, how they can look at the financial situation, what they ask. So I've been prepared for even more that they asked. The things that BBC shows really like small, 15 minutes of pitch, but pitch was almost 2 hours. And we spoke not only about Ukraine. I know that they show why they show, because actually it's what about this project. But we spoke about numbers and figures a lot. And they tried to crush my business idea, crush my business model from different sides. So they ask what happened if this, what happened and that. And what I think, again, even if you don't know the answer for some question, it's not mean anything. It's mean only that you should remember this. Come back to your business and ask yourself really honestly, what happened with your business if this happened, if that question that they asked me before happened. So it's not about losing anything. Them task as investors, make a crash test for your business and understand, do you know what you will do with this problem or not? See how, and you don't need to came up with idea at the same moment. They need to see, can you think in the right way to bring the project for the right point if something happened with this. That's all. So in general, I was quite confident that I can do this. And even if not, it's okay. The biggest businesses, the biggest business ideas heard no a lot of time. A lot. Apple computers, yeah, they heard no a lot of times before somebody believes in them. So it's normal. It's okay. Don't need to think about that. It's catastrophe at end of the world. No, it's okay. But I was lucky that they said yes.
How did that feel when, I know, was it 4 out of 5 of them said yes?
4.
It was four, yeah. So just before we get into that, there will be a link to the episode in the show notes. So anybody who's not seen Yana on TV, it's in the show notes. So 4 out of 5 said yes. How did that feel? And then how did you make that decision to go with Deborah and Stephen?
That felt great, actually. I was really surprised and not surprised. How to say it in the right way? I was really glad that I could express myself proper way and show them why I'm do this project, what my motivation, and this yes told me that in general I'm doing everything right and it have a future. So I was glad. Of course, I was glad. Why Stephen and Deborah? Get an investor in your project, in your business. It's almost the same that you get married with somebody, So in general, the idea of this, the same. So you have to know that it's the right person for you. You have to know that you're looking at the same way, with your project, with what you're going to do and where you're going to be. So they should see your strategy with in the same way as you seeing it. And yeah, and people should understand your motivation and your main goal. So when we spoke with all dragons, I found that Stephen and Deborah, they were the closest, to understanding the project, to see why I'm doing it, to be involved in it. Because for me, it was really important that dragons will be involved in the project, not just give the money, be inside of them, understand, and like live with me there. So yeah, and I found that during the conversation, I found that Stephen and Deborah will be the best choice for me.
Okay. So what's I mean, we all watch the television and then, we see next week or whatever it might be. So what's happened since? How much have they actually been involved and what have they brought to the table?
At the moment, Stephen invited me to his office in London, so I moved to London. He gave me a warehouse. I work with his amazing team. They have marketing team. They have everyone there, and they all happy to help me with actions, with advices, with anything that I need to run my business. And I'm constantly having mentorship if I need. I'm like have them contact Deborah and Steven's contacts, and I'm asking the questions if I need something, if I need them advice, if I need them mentoring me, they help me with this also. And I'm really glad to have mentors like this on the board.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So they are actually hands-on rather than just see them on telly and then they disappear.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. One question, and I don't know whether you've ever considered this or not before. Obviously, there's a huge amount of support for Ukraine emotionally and by supporting you and supporting what you're doing. What happens when, please God, the war ends and everything goes back to normal? Do you think that will affect the business, that emotional support might not still be there?
No, people not buying my clothes because of it's from Ukraine. It's one of added value, but it's not making them believe me. It's not making them buying the clothes. If they don't like it, they don't buy. Even if it's from Ukraine, even if so, it's added value. Yes, it's good. It's pleasant to customers know that when they buying this beautiful piece, which they like, they also helping Ukraine, but it's not the main motivation to buy something from me. Believe me, and they returning, and it's like it's so if when everything turns well in Ukraine, I think we will do even more. We will grow even faster. We can bring in even more for a market, and you should understand, right? A lot of businesses before they worked for inner economy and inner market, and also we had near with us before the war Russia, which is huge market and everything. So our businesses and economic was turned to that side, and now it's time when we should turn to another side and sell to Europe, America, and it's will be hard, which will do a lot of changes in business structures, in business models of Ukrainian business. So it's a big way, long distance, big way, and it's only started. And when everything will be okay here, it's just will help to make my project and project like mine even bigger and grow faster. So it's the thing that to start something like this and had so many people involved just for short period of time business, no point. Even for me, believe me, it's easier for me to go and get a job, don't have a risk of my personal money, and to establish something that actually really not easy to establish. It would be really, if I wouldn't see it for like really long term and in a like a big business, I wouldn't do this because it's too hard to do it for a few years when the war, going on. So yeah, it's I don't see it this way. I see it the way that we changing our country, turning our economic to another direction. So it will be we starting something absolutely new, and we will grow it like almost from the zero.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely right. I love that. I love that. Now, before we finish, I ask every guest to give another Leeds business a shout out. So, Yana, who are you going to give a shout out to?
Oh, I would recommend you to talk with my PR manager Claire and with my project manager Antonia Kinlan, who they helps me, and they running not just only they help not just me, they helping a lot of different businesses, and they have so big experience in it, with different kind of businesses. So I think the conversation with them can be really interesting for people who want to know more about business and who curious about operating different kinds of businesses.
Okay, brilliant. There'll be a link to both of them in the show notes. And I have to give Claire a huge shout out because your PR over the last couple of years has just been amazing. You're everywhere. You're in the Yorkshire Post, you're in Yorkshire Businesswomen, you're 24 under 24, you're on TV, you're on the BBC. I saw you in the Daily Mail. If you
Yeah,
want, if you want,
she's
if
brilliant.
you want
She's
proof,
the
Claire has
best.
been brilliant.
Yeah, her PR is the best, and that's absolutely. I'm lucky to find her and to work with her. I never know that it can help me so much. If she wouldn't work with me, probably nobody even knows about me. And I don't know. I would stay in the street and say, please buy my product.
Brilliant. Okay, Yana, it has been absolutely amazing speaking to you. You are so inspirational, and what you've done is just amazing. And thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you hit the follow button so every new episode gets sent straight to your phone. See you next week.